What's up, everybody? My name's Chris. This is my kitchen, and you're watching Chris's Kitchen Experiments. Today, we're cooking with scallops. So, we got these fantastic sea scallops. We got these bay scallops, and of course, Betty Crocker's scallop potatoes. So we're gonna make 3 dishes today. First up, we're gonna do a scallop pizza. Pizza is gonna be kind of like a margarita, except we're gonna scallops, and then we're gonna add onions. We're gonna use a fresh mozzarella, so it's gonna be really good. Second dish we're gonna make street tacos using the sea scallops. So we're gonna take those, we're gonna cook those in chorizo, and then top them with some beetroot, and then kind of some other flavors to give it a little funky taste. Third up, we're gonna use the scallop potatoes. We're gonna make a scallop potato nacho using some of the chorizo. So we got some kind of tie-in other than a bad homonym. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna start with the pizza because we're gonna make the sauce. We got about 6 hours to go. So we're gonna make this sauce really slow, and then we're gonna let it cook down so it gets nice and thick so it makes a nice pizza sauce. So for our pizza sauce, we've got the olive oil going. We've got garlic in there. We're flavoring that. Once that's cooked off, we're gonna pull that garlic out of there. Then we're gonna throw in the onions, the 2 boxes of raisins, let that sweeten. We'll give it a little bit of salt and pepper on there. And then once those have kind of caramelized and gotten a little translucent, we're gonna add our can of smashed tomatoes. I always use San Marzano tomatoes because I'm bougie. And then once that kind of cooks down a little bit, then we're gonna add the Italian spices. We're gonna add the Calabrian peppers and then a tomato paste so it gets it nice and thick. All right, so you can see we've got the onions in there. We've taken out the garlic so that oil is gonna be nice and flavored. Throw it in the onions and then we put in the raisins. Now, I know some of you are like, raisins, but prior to this, and then we're gonna put a little salt in there so it doesn't burn. Now we got that oil on low, so it's gonna slow cook. We're in no rush. We got like 6 hours to make this good. So I'm not going to rush it at all. So I'm going to cook this on super low. But the reason I use raisins, to get the nice little natural sweetness, and you don't have to use sugar or brown sugar to take some of the acidity out of the tomato sauce. And I know some people are like anti-raisins, but when you get it all in this, you can barely taste it. And if you want to be like sneaky about it, you can put it in the processor and blend them up. People will never even know there's raisins in your sauce. So our onions, they're looking nice and ready to go. I can't describe the smell to you. This is probably my favorite smell in the world, that onion and garlic and olive oil. Like, my mouth is watering. All right, so that's about how they're gonna look. They're gonna look a little bit translucent. Those raisins are gonna get nice and plump. Let's see, show you right there. So from there, we're gonna take our tomato sauce. We're gonna see if I can do this one-handed without spilling it all over. You know, bear with me, this is episode 2, so we are just learning how to do that. So I'm gonna get that in there. I'm gonna get a rubber scraper and scrape the rest of that in there, but just so you can see, it's nice and stirred in there. And so we're gonna let that cook down for about an hour before we do anything else to it. All right, we're 3.5 hours in. That is cooked down nicely. It's got a nice garlicky taste. Good thickness, basically ready to be spread onto the pizzas, which we're gonna pull it off the heat. And when we're ready, I'm gonna show you the final product before we put it on the pizza. So for our scallops that are going on our pizza, we got a half a stick of butter in there. Got the scallops, some salt, pepper. It'll be real simple. We're gonna get them good and cooked. They're already cooked before they go on the pizza. They're just gonna get warm when we serve the pizza. So just gonna stir that around, get that all simmering, let them get cooked, soak up that butter flavor. It should take a very short amount of time, so you gotta watch them so you don't make them too rubbery. So we're gonna make the sauce that goes on the tacos. We got 2 cups of chopped chilled beets in there. We're gonna put some red wine vinegar. We got about 1/8 cup of mayonnaise, 1/8 cup of garlic. So we're gonna give this a little zing. So put in the garlic. I'm gonna do 1, 2 heaping teaspoons of the Mr. Mustard. Get that mayonnaise in there. And then, let's see if I can do this one-handed. A little red wine vinegar. Blend that all up. So, ended up having to put a little bit more mayonnaise in. This is about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And then we got this poured. It's this bright red color. We're gonna put this in the jar because that's what we're gonna put on top of it. Taste-wise, it's a little tangy from the vinegar. It's got a little sweetness because of the beets, but it's real good. It's actually really good. So we're gonna keep that chilled, and we're gonna put that on the tacos kind of as a garnish last. So we're gonna use the chorizo for 2 of the dishes. Obviously, we're gonna use it for the nachos, but now that it's cooked, and it's just those cheap tubes of pork chorizo that you grab at Kroger or Walmart. Nothing fancy. I'm gonna scoop out of there. I'm gonna use a little bit of that grease so we can cook the scallops for the taco in it. So if we're gonna go on the scallop tacos, we got a little butter in a frying pan. We're gonna add corn, the beets, and some onions, and kind of let that cook and caramelize. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it in there. It's gonna make a giant purple mess in my pan, but it should be pretty fantastic. There's about 1/4 of an onion. I'll throw a little salt in there and let it kind of cook. We got about 1 hour until everyone is getting over here, so we're gonna cook that on low for about 45 minutes or so. That should make it nice and good. All right, so we got the nachos. We've got the scallop potatoes, 4 chopped jalapenos, and we got the chorizo. Then we're gonna mix this up really good. Now it's all good and mixed up. When it's time to get it ready, we're gonna add the chips and we're gonna toss them around. And then we're gonna bake them, top them with a little bit of cheddar cheese, and then we'll top it with the sour cream, the chives, and the cilantro when it comes out of the oven, and serve it. So this is what it looks like when it's nice and mixed with the chips, topped with the cheddar cheese, and mixed with the salsa. I almost forgot about the salsa, but so we're gonna throw those in the oven right at 400 degrees, pop them up once all that cheese is melted and looking good. Chorizo oil is going pretty good, got it nice and hot. So we're gonna add our scallops. Nice sear. And these will cook relatively quickly, so be careful and get them flipped. And then each taco is gonna get 1/2 of a scallop. This is our corn and beet base that's gonna go on the bottom. It's been cooking for about almost the whole time since I told you. All right, so we'll let that cook and then flip them. The scallops are getting a nice little color. It smells delicious. Erin's gonna walk in and she's gonna say, "Ugh, smells like seafood in here." And it does, but it's a good seafood smell. So here we have the scallop pizza. We got the sauce that I showed you how to make. Then we put on the 1/2 moons of the fresh mozzarella. We've got heirloom tomatoes, the little cherry ones chopped into thirds. placed out throughout there. And then on this one on the right, we have the scallops. This one on the left, we have no scallops because Erin doesn't eat scallops, so we're gonna do one for her. Remember, we're topping everything with the onions. Then I've got some pecorino romano that we're gonna spread on the top, and then we're gonna bake those bad boys until they're done. And here you got it with that pecorino romano, and we are about to throw this in the oven. So our scallop potato nachos are out, and now it's time to add the squeeze sour cream. And we're going to top it with the cilantro. Throw a little cilantro on the floor for Gally. That's good. Then the green onions, we're going to load it up on this. And voila. So Erin's going to be the first to try the scallop potatoes nachos. It's got scallop potato, chorizo, sour cream, cheese, onion, chives. What do you think?
Mmm.
All right. All right, so we've got these street tacos. I found Mission makes a sweet Hawaiian taco. So we're gonna take the base, which is the corn, the beet, the onions. I'm gonna set that on there. Take half of one of these guys, put one of these guys on here. We're gonna do the whole thing just to make it pretty for TV. Then we've got that beet mayonnaise that I showed you earlier. Put that on top. Top it a little cilantro, little green onions, and voila. And now Casey's gonna try it.
Okay, here we go. Stuck on my teeth. All right, man, now that I finally have words, it's really, really good. And that's coming from someone who is a tortilla snob, as I do not like homemade tortillas. I like the sweetness of the corn, the little hint of the seafoodiness of the scallop, not too fishy, I like it. And that beet mayonnaise, and I'm not even a mayonnaise person, all the flavors come together really nicely. Good job.
Thank you. All right, so we've got the vegetarian one out already. Finish it up. We just do a little balsamic drizzle. Top it off with some basil. Got a little close-up shot there. And that bad boy is ready. All right, so we've got the usual suspects. We've got Casey, Josh, Natalie, Erin, Gally. And here's the spread. And Gally, look at this. I got your own taco.
I'll take that.
And Gally gets his own taco. So this is the damage. The tacos are all done. Josh, what was your favorite?
I think the tacos are my favorite.
Natalie?
Tacos, but I haven't had the pizza yet. Can't speak for the pizza.
Casey?
Tacos or nachos, but tacos.
Yeah, I agree. I think the tacos are best. Erin, scream it out. What you like the best?
I don't know. It's between the nachos and the pizza.
Gally?
He says yes.
Oh,
Second dish we're going to make is we're going to use and that's going to use the base scallops. Second dish we're going to use the sea scallops, the big ones. We're going to make a street taco with with the scallops. We're gonna make a beetroot mayonnaise kind of glaze for it to go on top, and that scallop we're gonna cook in chorizo. Third dish we're gonna make, we're gonna use the scallop potatoes. We're gonna make a scallop potato nachos. And what ties them together is we're gonna use the chorizo that we used in the tacos to kind of make a nice spicy little nacho. We're gonna do this one again because I keep fumbling over my words.